Hello and welcome to HBR Vantage Points. My name is Lillian Fleury, and for our inaugural edition, I am joined by Chris Petrini-Foley, who is HBR's executive chairman and also one of its co-founders. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Lillian. Good to be here with you.
Good to talk to you. First off, congratulations. I understand that Consulting Magazine has recently announced that you are one of the top 25 consultants of 2020.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's nice to be recognized for something like this. Probably more of a reflection of all that HBR is doing as a company more than me personally, but it's a great thing to be recognized for, certainly.
In your interview with the magazine, you said that you were looking forward to guiding HBR and our clients as we navigate emerging from the pandemic. Now that 2020 is drawn to a close, what are your thoughts about that journey so far?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly been interesting. I think looking back now at when COVID hit and the immediate reactions to now here we are 6, 7, 8 months later, and looking back and saying, how did those actions play out to where we are today? And I think that's probably the most fascinating part of being able to talk about this now. And I think certainly when COVID hit, HBR, like all of our clients, hit a bit of a panic button on a lot of things and said, how are we going to change who we are and how we operate? And I think certainly we were looking at that internally. And I think increasingly we were at client sites and they were asking us, what should we be doing? With that sort of change, being consultants, it's an ideal time to come forward with ideas and be able to brainstorm and do all the things we love to do. I think looking back in hindsight now, I think as we're reflecting on what's happened to many of our clients, I think by and large, most have reported really strong successes, certainly financially in this period of time. I think furthermore to that, even how nimble and how adaptive our clients have been in navigating this. They may not all stick, but I think we all would anticipate all those innovations and really creative things that maybe everyone should have been doing a long time ago. We've had the honor, pleasure of being part of that process and thinking through how can things be reimagined, re-envisioned, and that's awfully invigorating for us.
What do you think is or should be law firms' most important learning from the current environment?
I think it's that change can be really good. And I think there's been a phrase used for a long time that lawyers don't like change, which is a big part of our client base. And I think many are seeing that this has forced change. And some of the things coming out of that change have been really positive. And in many ways, as I mentioned earlier, I think that's probably the big shining piece is to say change is okay. And it actually can be really good if we can lever it. And we were forced to change, right? There wasn't much of an option. And it's amazing what I think what we witnessed our clients doing and how that's accelerated in different ways. Nothing's better than that.
And same for law departments, or any different lessons for them?
Yeah, I think same thing, right? I think they were working to navigate their own environments as within their corporations. And I think they were working with, in the case of a law department, with their law firms on how they're going to navigate those issues. So they've all been forced into the same sorts of change. I think there's also been probably an increased visibility or attention to how technology can bridge a lot of the things that were being done before without technology. As we're doing here on this call, on a Zoom call, and other areas, that the way to collaborate, I think that's forged some unique relationship building opportunities for law departments and for law firms and all the related vendors.
Looking to the longer term, how do you see the business of law evolving over the next, say, 5 years? And what role do you expect HBR to play in that evolution?
So certainly I think I've got a strong bias that how law is practiced will be influenced increasingly heavily by technology in some way. And I don't know if you have to take a lens that says artificial intelligence is going to change everything or machine learning, but I think there's elements of technology that will continue to shape and impact the practice of law in all sorts of ways. And we're seeing that now since the pandemic hit and how technology's role is played there. We like to believe that HBR is at the kind of the epicenter of technology and process and people and in our client's business. And I think we believe that as that technology evolution comes to bear in whatever flavor, we're pretty well positioned to be part of that journey.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for making time for me on this.